Hello everyone, just confirm you can hear me in the chat box. Alright. How are we doing? I trust you are great. Alright. How are we doing? I trust you are great. Okay. Let me just check the chat box. So today is going to be an awesome session. Our guest is going to come up by 7:30. So I trust you guys are already enjoying the engagement yesterday. So network made us close early yesterday. So we'll just complete our session today, and then we're done with our lecture session for this part of the essay. All right. Good evening. Okay. So, but before she comes up, there are a few things like I have in my notes that I came to share with you guys today. Just a few things. Let me know if you are ready for today's session. Let me know if you are ready. Are you ready? Just drop your favorite emoji or something. Are you ready? Anyone that needs to be here, get them here now. If you know someone, your friend, your your colleagues that need to be here, get them here now. By the way, how is your project going? How is your project going? Any questions? Um, are there any questions? How is your project going? Let me get feedback on that. Set of storytelling in marketing. Power of storytelling in marketing. All right. Okay. Okay. All right. Good. 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 Mm, I hope this is not it's not broken or something. Let me check my network. Let me check my network strength. Okay. Not bad, but all right. So today I wanted to share some like important lessons as a digital marketer. So um, I've been getting a lot of questions from people. Uh, so I just wanted to like share some important lessons. So there are basically like four lessons I've learned so far in my career as a digital marketer, and I take it as a career, even though like I don't work in like a 9 to 5 setting. I've not been to an office. The only time I was in an office was when I was doing NYC. That was the last time I had like an office setting. I had to work as a um, like a regular 9 to 5. So since then, it's been just digital marketing, remote jobs, and things like that. Let me know if you can hear me clearly. I think my video is breaking. I'm just going to change my network now. Give me a moment. Let me change my network. Okay, we are back. We are back. I'm having terrible network. Please confirm if you can hear me again. Yeah, so I was saying, like, we have I've been trying to do this, so it's been like 4 years of me trying to figure out like marketing strategies, trying to work for brands, and like so many. Amos also is here, almost the same years of experience. The guests that are bringing to teach you guys, and there are some important things that you must learn when you are working with a client, or if you are doing digital marketing for yourself or for your business. Very very important. So I just wanted to share some of these lessons with you. I have them in my notes here, so I'll just share some of those lessons with you. If you have your notes and like your pen, so just take notes and we'll go through them. So number one, the first lesson is that everything begins with a clear goal. Everything begins with a clear goal. No matter what you're doing, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to digital marketing, even marketing at large, be it like a physical marketing, you're doing your physical marketing, um, or store marketing, anything that you're doing, everything starts with a clear goal. And the problem basically is that most people don't know how to set goals, right? Most people most people don't know how to set goals, right? Most people don't know how to set goals. Like most times I'll ask businesses like, what's your goal for quarter one? What's your goal for quarter two? What's your goal for the next 30 days? And a lot of businesses cannot properly articulate what their goal is. A lot of people cannot properly articulate what their goal is. And most people do what most people say they set goal, but what they actually set is wishful thinking. They say they set goals, but their goal is just wishful thinking. It's something that they wish can happen, or something that they wish to happen, right? So, and I mentioned it that like there are basically like five ingredients to set goals. There are basically five ingredients to set goals. And if you can take notes, it will help you, right? When you are setting goals, you need five ingredients to set a clear goal or clear goals, right? Number one is you need to evaluate yourself, right? There is no goal setting without evaluation. There's no goal setting without evaluating like where you are before or where you are now. Right? So when you want to set a goal, the first thing you want to do is to evaluate yourself. Where are you right now? Right? What are the resources that you have? You have to take account of everything. Right? So for example, where I am right now, I have zero clients. I have I have so and so in the bank. I have I have this skill, I have this leverage, I have this contact list. Right? So you must take into proper evaluation what are the gaps, like what are the things that you have right now? What are the things that are working well for you? What are the things that are not working well for you now? So where you are right now is very, very important. And that's number one. And then secondly, you must ask yourself, where do you want to be? Right. So now you know where you are, think about where you want to be, and be precise as much as possible in terms of like stating in how many months, in how many years. I believe like everybody should have like or everybody and every business should have two types of goals. You should have short-term goals and then long-term goals. Now, short-term goals are practically between 30 to 90 days. Those are short-term goals. Those goals are more important. Like a long-term goal can be like a year or 20 years. It can even be a vision, right? So you need to even differentiate between what a vision is and what a goal is, and then what your short-term goals are, right? So a lot of people set goals that are 1 year, 2 years, and it never works. It's just like you trying to do this New Year resolution thing that this year I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. It never works because what really works is the short term goals. If you have a long term goal, you need to break it down to short term goals. Like, what are we doing in the next 30 days? All right. So set more of short-term goals, set one big long-term goal, and then set more of short-term goals. And to do that, you need to evaluate where you are, then where you want to be. So where do I want to be in, say, 1 year to come? Where do I want my business to be in 1 year to come? And then in 30 days, what can we accomplish to accomplish this long-term goal? Right? It's very, very important. So um you have to choose what is the realistic time frame. What is the realistic time frame to achieve what you want to achieve, or where you want to be in terms of your market, in terms of your business. And then number four is that you need to benchmark. Now, benchmarking is simply looking for people who are doing what you want to do, who are already far ahead of you, and looking at like what is the gap. Like, these people that are doing what I where these people are where I want to be right now. What are they doing currently to stay in this place? Right. So you need to benchmark with other people who are already doing more successful than you, and which this might even include you paying someone for a mentorship. This might include you joining groups, or joining somebody, or partnering with somebody, or it might include you being an intern in a particular organization so that you can learn what they are doing and you can start implementing it in your business. So it's very, very important in setting your goal. And then you need to also outline like precise tasks that you are doing every day to get to where you want to be. You need to outline precise tasks that you are going to be doing every day to get to where you want to be. So these five ingredients comes together to form an effective goal. So you evaluating yourself, where do you want to be, what's the realistic time frame, your benchmark, and what are you going to be doing every day to get to that to hit your goal. So goal setting is not just like I want to make, or I want sales, I want sales, or I want clients. It's too vague, right? Specifically, how many clients do you want? How many sales do you want? What type of sales do you want? And what's the time frame, right? And then what can you do every day, or what will you be doing every day to actually hit those goals? And before you can even set that, you must have benchmarked, you must have looked at what are other people doing, that are where I want to be, and what are they doing, and then how can I do those things too. So very, very important. So that's number one key lesson, right? That's number one key lesson. Everything begins with a clear goal, right? So stop wishing things happen. Set a clear goal, know where you are, know where you want to be, set the task that is required to get there, and follow through that task. All right. So that's number one. Now, number two, content is king. I can't emphasize this enough. Content is king. Everything is content. What we are doing here is content. you cannot survive online without content. Like everything that you're doing online is content, right? 80% of campaigns that failed, they are attributed to bad content, right? So content is king, and you cannot run away from creating content, right? So it's either you learn how to create content or hire people who can create good content for you, right? And but a lot of people just think content is actually like coming up online, putting like on in a video and start recording. That's not what content is, right? There are a lot of things that adds up to what you see out there. Any brand that you see and you're like you like their content, they are doing so well and you are vibing with their content. There is so much that has gone on the ground that content they are seeing. That's what a lot of people don't get. And when they want to copy content, they just copy what they see like at the face. They don't know that there are a lot of things that have gone on the ground to coming up with that content. Now there are majorly three components of there are majorly like three components of content, right? There are three components of important of successful content. Number one component is messaging. Now, messaging is simply what are you saying to whom and why should it matter? Every brand that you see out there that are producing good content, they have a specific messaging, right? And the messaging is just simply like what are you saying? If people cannot understand what you are saying, it's going to create problem for you. Your content is just bad, right? People must be able to come to your page and understand what you are doing. What exactly do you do? Right? So many pages online, I go to their page and I don't really understand what they are doing. Right? So what do you say you are doing? So what are you saying? What do you say you are doing? What are you saying about yourself? And to whom? Like who are you talking to exactly? Who is your target audience? This is where we'll go deep into target audience. Who is your target audience and why should it matter? Why should whatever you're saying matter? That's what forms your messaging. And then number two component of of a of number two component of a successful content is what I call format. Now, format is how are you saying it, and are you using the right words? So this all goes into your copy. How are you writing how are you writing those things? Like, what's your format? Is it if it's video they are doing? What are you doing in the video? What are you actually saying in the video? What words are you putting in the video? Are they words that your target audience understand? Are they words that are simple for anybody, for a layman to understand? Or are they just filled with vague jargons? Or are they filled with filled with vague words, vague promises, or are they filled with specific promises, specific outcomes, the problem that the target audience are facing, specific solutions that you can render, and things like that. So the format is very, very important. After the messaging, after you have sorted out your messaging, which is what are we saying, like what exactly are we saying, exactly are we saying that we do, and to whom are we saying it to, and then why should it matter? Then now we need to go into the format of our content and knowing exactly what to say, the language, the tone, the voice, the style. Okay, very, very important. And then number three, which is very, very, very important, and a lot of people skip this part, and this part is called distribution. That's the third component, your distribution. So three components: messaging, your format, and then distribution. Distribution is simply how fast and effective are we, like, is this thing spreading? Distribution is simply spreading. The way content works online, it works with two things, like three major things: your messaging, is it clear? Then your format, what are you saying? And then your distribution. If if nobody is seeing your content, no matter how engaging, no matter how like good it is, there's nothing that is going to be happen. There is nothing that is going to happen. Like nothing will happen. So more eyeballs, you need to understand that more eyeballs is equals to more conversions. So how are people seeing your content? That content that you have created. They have spent time in doing the messaging. They spend time with the format. What is the distribution? Like, what is your plan to make it reach people? What is your plan to get people to actually see those contents? Like, this is very, very important. And most times, when it comes to distribution, you you cannot rely on the platform. You cannot rely on the platform, and I explained it very a lot of times, right? Which is why I learned digital marketing. So you know how to run ads, you know how to actually create content that people actually like, things like that. Now, I think that's number two, right? How many people remember my number one? How many people remember number one? Can you guys recap what I've said so far? Can you guys tell me number one and number two? Number one and number two. Okay, clear goals. And then number two is content is king. Content is everything, right? Everything begins with clear goals, and number two is content is everything. Content is king. Then number three is offer, right? So everything that I'm saying forms a proper mix of how your how your marketing campaign will go. Like, most times, these are the things that like I most times check for when I'm maybe probably on a discovery call or a clarity call. So what's your goal? I ask them. Then number two is your content, and I check their messaging, I check their format, I check their distribution. These are the things that I check. And then number three, I check their offer. So what are you offering? Because your offer is what determines if your business is going to be here for long, right? So money is the lifeblood of a business, right? So your offer is what brings money, and offer is equals to value. There's an equation for offer. Offer is equals to value. Value is equals to offer. Offer is simply like, what can you offer? What value can you offer that you can use that can be exchanged for money, right? So your offer is equals to the value that you can offer, and then there's an equation for value. There's an equation for value. Value is equals to problem plus proof plus purchasing power plus unique process. I'm going to say it again. Value equation. Value is equals to problem plus proof plus purchasing power plus your unique process. Now, if you have these four things, problem, proof, purchasing power, and unique process together, that comes together to form value. And I'm going to explain everything one by one. Number one is problem. What unique problem are you solving? What you need to ask yourself, what unique problem are you solving? And then number two is proof. Do you have proof of actually solving that problem? Do you have proof of solving that problem? And number three is purchasing power. Do people actually pay to get that problem solved? Right? So you need to ask, do people actually pay to get that problem solved? And number four, your unique process. What is your unique way of solving that problem that is different from what your audience have tried before? I'm going to go over it again. Value equation is equals to problem plus proof plus purchasing power plus your unique process. Now, problem is simply like, what valuable problem or pain points can you solve? And then proof is, do you have proof? Proof in terms of like testimonials, you have done before, you have the experience, you have the products, you have like the quality and everything. So what's your proof, right? And then purchasing power is that, do people actually pay for this? Will people actually pay for it? Because if people cannot pay for it, then it's useless. Like, I see a lot of people trying to solve problems that people don't pay for. So people actually pay for it, and then your unique process is, what is your process that is different from other people's process? Like, because definitely this problem that you are trying to sell to people, like the problem that are trying to solve to people, some people have tried to solve it before and it didn't work that way. So what's your own unique process, or what's different? We call this your USP. What is different about your own? All right, so that's important. And then the last one before our guests come online, which is my number four, is clarity. Now, Clarity only comes by execution, right? There is no true clarity without motion. Clarity requires motion. Everything that we have talked about, if you don't put it into practice, there is no way you are still going to be in the same spot, right? A lot of you, it's not as if I'm sure like most of you, this is not like the first class that you're attending or first digital marketing class you're attending. Don't be somebody that is drunk on information. So like every time you are just getting information, then you're like a reservoir of information, but nothing's actually going out. You're not executing, right? Clarity comes from execution. If you don't execute, nothing's going to happen. Most people will be like, oh, like this class now, I'm sure a lot of people are getting value and you think you are getting clarity, but this is not clarity. You're not getting any clarity from this. What you are getting is a dopamine rush. I'm pumping new information or I'm pumping something that you already know, but you're getting excited about it. But while you get clarity is when you do, because when you start doing, all of these things will start opening up to you. All of this is about goal. When you start setting your own goal, you start opening up to you. When you start creating your content, all of these things about messaging will start opening up to you. When you start creating your offers, all of these things about offer will start opening up to you. So clarity comes from execution. Clarity requires motion, right? So that's all I have in my notes. I just came up with this evening. I hope you guys got value. So Papa will be joining us soon. Oh, she's already at backstage. All right, please, a round of applause. Please give me a moment. Please, with a clapping innovation. Okay, all right. So with a clapping ovation, please welcome Okwe. Come on, guys. Let me see the chat box. The clapping ovation. Please welcome. I'm sorry, I said okay. Welcome Peace as she takes us on storytelling. The power of storytelling in marketing. Guys, keep it up, keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. All right, all right, all right, all right. Are we ready for this class? I'm not seeing some people's okay. All right. Welcome, Peace. I think you can take over now.
Hi, Toby. Hi,
I,
everybody. Can you hear me, Toby? Just
I can hear
confirming.
you.
You can hear me now, yeah?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I don't know who Okwe is, but shout out to Okwe
Oh,
because you keep calling me Okwe. Anyways, I will just try and take on my video so everybody can see me.
yeah. Okay.
Okay. Can you see me now?
Yeah. Yep. Yep. We can see you.
Okay. Cool, cool,
I
cool,
do.
cool. Okay. Thank you, Toby. I can go ahead, yeah?
Yeah, you can go ahead. You have a
Cool.
slide, right?
I have it. Oh, yeah, yeah, I do. I would be presenting for my end.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening. My name is Peace, like you said. My name is Peace Uluwasami, right? Well, you can just call me Peace. I'm currently a social media and content marketing specialist, right? So I've worked across different industries like crypto, fitness, fashion, finance, tech, it all works. And I'm honestly so excited to be here with you guys today. I am so sorry we could not hold the meeting yesterday, but I mean today is another day and today is better. So storytelling is a topic I hold really close to my heart, not just because of what I do professionally, but I just like how different things have been shaped because of powerful stories, right? It helps us connect, remember, and make decisions. Stories have this magical ability to transcend different contexts, give us more insights into stuff, and they stick with us. And in marketing, they do something even more incredible. They actually sell. That's what we are discussing here today. Now, I don't want this session to be just a lecture, something you just forget later on. I want it to be as interactive as possible because nobody likes to sit for long in boring session, right? So I want it to be as interactive as possible. And as a bonus, I'm going to reward three of my most active participants because I can see your comments, right? So I can see what you're saying, what you're responding, right? So there's going to be a reward for my top three most active participants. So don't hold back, comment, engage, laugh, ask questions, share your thoughts. Like if you are confused at any point, just let me know in the comments. I'll be reading. So drop your favorite emoji in the comments so I know that you are tuned in. Okay. Thank you. I can see your comments. Okay. You will guess now. Be active first, then you know if it involves money. Okay. That's good. Right. Okay. So I would just get into it because already taking a bit more of your time. So give me a second to share my screen. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me now? Hello. Can you hear me now? Okay. 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 You can see my screen. Can you hear me now? All right. So we'll just get into it. Good. 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 All right. So, as you know, we're talking about the power of storytelling in marketing, how to connect with your audience, right? So, I want us to start with a little something. This is introduction. I've gone through this part already. So let's talk about memory, right? A little icebreaker before we start. I want you to tell me what's one ad or story from your childhood that has stuck with you. It can be a jingle, a bedtime story, anything. Like you can think about it and feel free to drop it in the chat box. I would go first because I'm the one asking the question. So one of my favorite ads from when I was younger is the Indomie Mama Do Good advert, right? I liked the song. I liked how the woman in the video brought all the children up around the city and cooked noodles for them and everything. You get, so it has always stayed with me. So you can tell me, what was your favorite ad jingle? You know, Mama Good. Yeah, yeah, Indomie like no other. Cowbell, yes, yes, cowbell. The Kanu one cause adverts. Oh, Beauty and the Beast, yeah, actually. Okay, yeah, peak milk. Yes, Milo's adverts. Yes. Yeah, Ijapa and Yanibo, exactly. You see, so it's because of storytelling you guys can remember everything. Exactly. The Maggie adverts. I love that one. Skybank. Yes, yes, yes. Exactly. So you see what I mean by, because of stories, we remember all of these things. We don't remember statistics, we don't remember numbers, we just remember what that exact message is passing across. And you can remember the brands clearly because the story is really connected with you. Do you get? So that's the power of what we're talking about today. Yeah, 737 was such a great ad. Loved it. So we'll move on to our main why we're here, right? The reason we're here today is because we want to understand, get deep into what its story is, storytelling. I know you might have a bit of information about it or have an idea, but I want to just share my own perspective. I'm seeing people say they can't hear anymore. So can you just confirm if you can still hear me? Okay, you can see it now. Okay, cool, 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 cool. Okay, confirmed. So I'll just continue. So, what exactly is a story and what is storytelling? Right. Basically, a story is how we share experiences. It has a middle, an end, and a beginning. Right. It involves a character or several characters, to be honest, conflict and the resolution. But at its core, it is about change. A story, something must change, right? Something or someone must move from one state to another before and after something. Right now, storytelling is the act of delivering that story in a way that sparks emotion. Like your audience has to feel something. If they're not feeling anything, you're just literally making noise. You can tell a story through words, music, visuals, or even silence sometimes. But the key is your audience must feel something, or I mean, you're just wasting your time, like I said. So now that we know what storytelling is, let's talk about why it matters in marketing. Let me just check if you are with me. Okay. I think everybody can still see my screen, just confirming. Okay. 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 Now, why does storytelling matter in marketing? We live in a world that is overloaded with so many information, so much information. So if all your brand is offering are data, statistics, features, most people will just scroll past because there are a lot of numbers everywhere. There's information, they can easily Google these things, right? So but when you tell stories, stories help people to stop and think and connect with the message you're trying to pass across, right? It allows you to present your brand narrative in a story form that will resonate with your customers. It is such a great way to boost your engagement with your brand, connect with your audience, right? And if you're selling a product, you're running a business, or you own a brand, it's the best way to get your audience to be interested in it, right? You are basically putting your brand in their face as human, like relatable. They understand exactly what you're saying. Do you get? So the goal is to make your audience feel something enough to care, to take action, right? Good storytelling grabs your attention very, very early. It hooks your people in and also rewards them from staying. So you cannot just tell a story that is boring and expect people to stay, right? There's a lot of content out there. So your how does your own stand out? How is this special? Right? So it has to be interactive. It has to capture their attention at like in the first 1 to 5 seconds because attention span is dwindling these days. And the earlier you capture your audience attention and make them stay, the better for you and your brand. So when you think like a storyteller, you can envision problems better. Like you're literally putting yourself in your audience's shoes, like your customer's shoes, problems that they focus, and you're able to solve these problems more easily. Right? Think of brands like Nike that sells shoes, you know, Apple, Red Bull, they've built like entire worlds around their product, around their stories. Even music videos that tell compelling stories tend to go viral faster, right? To bring it even closer to home, right? In the comment section, I'm so happy somebody mentioned, okay, somebody says they can't see my slide. Can you confirm that? Can you confirm that you can see the slides, please, before I go on again? Okay. Okay, you can see it. Okay, somebody says is can see the slide. It's clear. Okay, so I will just go ahead. Okay. So I was saying let's bring it closer to home, right? Think of our Nigerian folk tales. Somebody mentioned Ijakpa and Yanibo story earlier, and it was such a great example because most of those stories have actually stuck with me. Tortoise has been the star of so many storytelling when we were younger, right? There's Tortoise and the birds, there's Tortoise in the Lion Kingdom, there's Tortoise and his wife, there's Tortoise stealing his friend's porridge and putting it in his art, and he was later caught. Like so many moral stories that we got to learn from Tortoise's story, right? There's one that actually stood out to me, so I just wanted to talk about it a bit. That's the tortoise and the hare. When the hare challenged tortoise to a race, everybody knows tortoise is very slow, right? So and the hare challenged him to a race, and at the end of the day, tortoise won because Air was overconfident, and at the end of the day, he lost the race, right? So there's a lot of moral stories that, yeah, why tortoise has a cracked back? Yes. So you remember like stories, a lot of superstitions that we even have up to today, you still remember them because it was told in a story. Yet, so another example of great storytelling that I read about a while ago, so I just thought to share to really put things into perspective for everybody. And that is the magic of stories, right? A significant object project, a project done by Rob Walker. So I will tell you about it, but you have to let me know if you're still following me and if you're interested in hearing the story. Okay. Okay. Okay, so I can go ahead then. So let's take it from folk tales to real life marketing. I watched a video about a journalist called Rob Walker, right? So he was intrigued by the power of storytelling, right? But he's somebody that, has a lot of doubts, and there are people that need to see something to believe it. So he decided to carry out a practical experiment, right? So he bought he wanted to sell something and see how storytelling could shape, make or break those products that he bought. So he bought 200 different items from eBay then, right? Thrift items, like very random, cheap items that nobody would pay any attention to. He bought them and then he called 200 authors and told them about the projects he wanted to experiment on. So these 200 writers, he told them to write 200 different stories for each of those products. No, write one story for each of those 200 products. So they all came together, curated a story for each of those random thrifted items that he bought around less than $1, right? So he bought 200 products from eBay less than $1, and then he decided to release it again on eBay to see how much more he would sell it. And he sold one of those products. Let's say you buy a product for 10 naira and you're selling it because of the story was attached to it. That product was sold for 50,000 naira. That kind of margin. Many books somebody read. Okay, so that type of margin, because they curated a story around each of those products. So they gave the story, they gave the items different stories that people could resonate with, right? They just wrote something about, or maybe this product has an historical or ancient backstory to it, and people like to own things that they think are exclusive to them, right? So the more interesting the story on that product was, the higher they bought those products. So he ended up he spent about $129 buying all the products from eBay, and he made $8,000 after the stories were created around those products. Now that is not even 100% in revenue. That is like 6,000% in revenue just because of stories, right? So, I mean, because the story gave it meaning, emotion, value. People are not just buying the product; they're buying the story behind it, right? The profit margin is crazy. Yeah, $8,000 from spending only 129 $29. Yeah. So let's take it. Let's watch some stories, real life experiences. This is one of my. I'm going to show two videos. I have a bias towards one. One is my personal favorite, and the other is one that is still interesting, but not exactly my favorite. So let's get into it. The first one is Grammarly's
Grammarly is by your side, especially when you have a mountain of work and you're short on time. From spelling and grammar to style and tone, Grammarly's real-time suggestions help you write at your very best, instantly enhance your words, and catch easy-to-miss mistakes, so you can come across as you intend. Detect plagiarism and cite your sources properly by cross-referencing billions of web pages. So go ahead, submit standout work on time with Grammarly. Download for free at Grammarly.com.
Please let me know if you could watch that video that just played, or you want me to play it again. Can I replay the video? Did everybody get that, or should I replay? Take it back. Okay, I should replay it. Okay, cool.
Grammarly is by your side, especially when you have a mountain of work and you're short on time. From spelling and grammar to style and tone, Grammarly's real-time suggestions help you write at your very best, instantly enhance your words, and catch easy-to-miss mistakes, so you can come across as you intend. Detect plagiarism and Grammarly is by your side, especially when you have a mountain of work and you're short on time. From spelling and grammar to style and tone, Grammarly's real-time suggestions help you write at your very best, instantly enhance your words and catch easy to miss mistakes so you can come across as you intend. Detect plagiarism and cite your sources properly by cross referencing billions pages. So go out with grammar.
Everybody gets it now. Everybody watch the video now before I continue. So people are still saying I should do you. I just Hi, sorry, I'm so sorry. I got kicked out from the streaming platform. I'm going to share my screen again, guys. I'm so sorry for the technical issue. Yeah, I'll share my screen again. So sorry. Yeah. Please let me know when you can see my screen. I'm share my screen. Yes. Okay. Wow. So what you're concerned about is your gift. Okay, so you can see my screen now. Okay. Okay, so I'll just get back into it. Okay. think everybody can. Okay, thank you. So,
Grammarly is by your side, especially when you have a mountain of work and you're short on time. From spelling and grammar to style and tone, Grammarly's real time suggestions help you write at your very best, instantly enhance your words, and catch easy to miss mistakes so you can come across as you intend. Detect plagiarism and cite your sources properly by cross referencing billions of web pages. So go ahead, submit standout work on time with Grammarly.
yes, so at least everybody has watched that video about 3 times now. So I'll just get into it. So you know what makes this video really interesting and how they made this their marketing interesting is the fact that they did not just list out their feature. They're not like, oh, with Grammarly you can avoid plagiarism. Grammarly you write better. It's boring. People would scroll past because there are 1001 brands doing the same thing that they are doing. So they did not just list out their features, right? They didn't say please download our app. They just told a story that everybody can relate to. I mean, everybody has Okay, we are back again. Really binding and casting every spirit that doesn't want me to share this knowledge this evening. Because I don't know why I keep getting kicked out of this streaming. But I'll share my screen in a bit now. Please. Okay. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Thank you. Please let me know when you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, good. Good, good, good. So I'll just continue from where I stopped. I was explaining why we had to watch that video talking about Grammarly's marketing. I was saying that everybody has been in a position where they've had to write a project, or let me use our final year project as an example. The proofreading is always so tasking, right? So Grammarly is telling that story by bringing back that experience to people to see that, oh, while they are going through this, they are they are supporting them, with Grammarly. You are doing a better job on your project, you're scoring better, you are typing better, you're meeting your deadline better, right? So instead of them just listing out their features, they're talking about the benefits and what it can do for you, and they're using the story to pass that. They're using the story to pass that information across. Right, so I hope everybody got that. I can move on to the second video. Now, this one is my personal favorite. I really like this. I think it was one of the first videos I watched when I really wanted to get into storytelling. It is Apple's Underdog short film.
Grammarly is by your side.
Guys, I just got us a meeting with Vivian.
What? How?
I just bumped into her.
Grammarly is by your Grammarly is by your side.
Guys, I just got us a meeting with Vivian.
What? How?
I just bumped into her.
Hello. Sorry everybody, I'm back again. I'm going to share my screen again.
Ask for a meeting.
Is there anything I can do?
Please let me know when you
Actually,
can see my
when?
screen.
Just now.
No, when's the meeting?
Oh, Thursday, 8 a.m.
Next Thursday.
Yes,
Okay.
No, this Thursday.
What?
That's impossible.
we can do this. Okay. Round Box is back.
It's just a sketch. That's all we have.
2 days? We need 2 weeks.
This is how we get off this floor.
Dave, can you get some sales figures on pizza boxes?
I feel sick.
It's so simple. Round pizza, round box. Perfect.
Hey, who's hungry?
We have to prove what's wrong with pizza boxes.
They're square.
Wasted space.
Yeah.
Do I really have to go see Mike in finance?
Yep.
Hey, Mike. I was wondering if you could send me this.
Inbox.
We have this idea. We need some sort of 3D prototype.
I gotta pick up the kids.
I just want to get you all together. We need to find a name for the box.
Roundabout.
Squircle?
Circle box?
Who's that?
Hey, Siri, turn on Do Not Disturb. Brian.
I'm awake!
Hey, Siri, tell Bridget I'm running late.
No. This is wrong. This is all wrong.
Dave, can you please double check those figures for us?
Anyone here from Adam Warehouse?
He's putting together the prototype now.
What are you guys working on?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Move that over there.
Make that title bigger.
Guys?
We're almost there.
You know, works. I don't even.
What are you doing, bud? Hey, can I have that back?
I'll email you the video.
Just airdrop it to me. Sweet. You guys, I just got the prototype. Whoa. This is gonna look so good in the presentation. Awesome.
Wow.
I'm awake.
It's time.
Did anyone press the button?
Grammarly.
So I saw people asking question if it's part of the class. Yes, it was part of the class. Please let me know if you could watch the video, at least get some things from it, because I don't think we can play it again. What I would do is maybe share a link that you can watch the videos, both videos actually, again after the class. You see, everybody skips ads, but ads are a huge part of content and storytelling. So you're about to skip the video, and the video is important. Let me know if you caught any of the part of the video before I continue. I'm not replaying it, don't worry. Okay, so basically this was Apple's ad. Is a short film called Underdog, and it's actually a series, right? The Underdog series that they used to promote Apple, or just tell stories about Apple users, right? Throughout this video, they were not explicitly promoting Apple as a product. All they showed Apple as is a tool that these people were using to achieve their goals. So basically, we watch them struggle, we watch them do a lot of things just to achieve like their one in a lifetime chance that they were given, right? So Apple was not saying, oh, buy Apple. They're just putting themselves in a position for people to recognize that, oh, with Apple you are doing great things, with Apple you can do big things. You get? So basically that's what the video was trying to pass across, and they told the story in such a way that they reeled the audience in from the beginning, getting a big opportunity by some random people working in an office, and then they get to present to their big boss. You get so I mean, they grew the audience and people were following the fact that they had to go through several things to bring their project into reality, right? So you already be rooting for those characters. Either you like it or not, you want them to win. You want them to at least sit to the end of their project. So basically, and everything that they kept saying kept on referencing Apple in some kind of way. At some part in the video, they mentioned airdrop, sending something through airdrop instead of emailing, right? And that's just one of the features of Apple. At the end of the video, I was considering even getting maybe an iPad for myself or an Apple Watch because of how efficient they were able to handle their work with Apple. So that's basically that's basically what that ad is about. Yes, product benefits and goals. Exactly. Oh shit, your sister can watch the movie on YouTube. You can just search for Underdog series. Is actually a series. So after that particular one was a huge success, they decided to produce it as a short film series on Apple TV. So you can check it out. Please let me know if you can still see my screen. Okay, you can see my screen. So that means we can continue.
Grammarly is by your side.
I'm not watching these videos again. So the next thing we are going to talk about is the chemicals of good storytelling. So in our brain, right, we have several releases your story should release. I like to call it the angel cocktails, right? There are two different kind of cocktails. So there's angel cocktails and there's devil cocktails. Devil cocktails comprises of those bad chemicals your body releases maybe when you're under stress. One is adrenaline, one that gets you stressed as a cortisol level thing. But I'm focusing on the good one, right? That's the angel cocktail. So it comprises of the dopamine, the oxytocin, and the endorphins. So when you're telling a good story, it lights up different parts of your brain, right? So the chemicals of good chemicals of good storytelling are dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins. Right? So a good story when there's suspense or when something gives you an happy ending. So somebody earlier when I joined the meeting, somebody mentioned Cinderella and Prince Charming as an example of a good story that she enjoyed. That particular movie released dopamine for her because Cinderella got a happy ending. So another emotion is oxytocin, a connection. When you feel a connection with something, when you bond with something, right? So your brain releases that when somebody tells a good story and you can connect to it, you can relate to it. Then we have the endorphins. When somebody tells a story that makes you laugh, all those stories you see or a video you see and you share with your friend just to make them laugh. That's an example of a good story. So your goal with storytelling in marketing is to trigger at least one of these emotions, one of these chemicals. Once you can do that, I mean, your story is going to leave a lasting impression on your audience. So I don't know if you got that, but let me know. Let me know your thoughts. So let me know what you think. If you have any questions before or any movie or ad that has released any kind of these chemicals I've mentioned for you, let me know. Yes, Coca-Cola is actually one brand that their purpose is to promote happiness. You'd see that even their tagline is sharing happiness. Their ads are always based on community having fun, or people drinking together. Coke just having a nice time. So yes, Coke does release endorphins. Yes, thank you. So okay, yes. So we'll just in a boring post and a story post. A brand simply just saying our shoes are comfortable, come and buy it. It's different from meet Ada who walks 10K steps daily in our sneakers without getting a single blister. I mean, that already paints a picture for you. So if you're one of those fit fan people that want to, exercise, go to the gym, you would relate more to this kind of ad instead of our shoes are comfortable. Comfortable for what? Okay, somebody is asking a question. Chemical that triggers a happy feeling. When you laugh or feel joy, it is endorphins. When there's suspense or a happy ending, you get dopamine. And when you feel a connection or a bond to somebody, it is oxytocin. Let me know if you got that. Okay, another person is asking into clothing business. So you're into a clothing business and you are not good with storytelling. I mean, clothes is something people need every day, and a lot of people struggle. One of the advice I would give is a lot of people struggle with what to wear for different events. So instead of just posting your clothes randomly or just saying buy my clothes or this is the price of this clothes, you can do a series whereby you are sharing how to style clothes. You're sharing different events that different clothes that you can wear to different events based on the clothes that you are selling. So you're not just telling people to buy your product, you're sharing with them where they can wear the clothes to, you're sharing with them how they can style it. You can do a little introduction on why you started selling clothes, your passion for fashion, explain like the reason why you started the business to them first before you now go into telling people to buy your clothes. And then if they are buying your clothes, you tell them why they need to buy your clothes, how to combine clothes. Fashion styling is really difficult for some people, so this will help them connect with you better. So you can try that and see where it goes. Let me know if you got that or I hope that little explanation helps the person that is struggling with her clothing business, so I can get back to what we are talking about. Anyway, so another example of a boring post is, I mean, it doesn't do anything for them. It doesn't motivate them to buy anything because okay, you have a sale going on. What now happen? What should I use the 25% sale for? Do you understand? So what you can do is carve a story around it, craft a story around it rather, trying to impress your crush. We have the perfect shirt on sale, right? So you can see that okay, with that 25%, I can buy this shirt and look good, so that the person I like can see me and see that I'm fine. Do you understand? Exactly. So now we're going to go back to our Nigerian audience, right? This is one brand that I am really into the way they tell stories and the way they use content and storytelling to attract their audience and engage them. So I would be talking about Piggyverse, right? I don't know if anybody, if you know Piggyverse, kindly drop an emoji of money in the comment section so I can see it. If you know Piggyverse, drop an emoji of money or a bank or something that signifies money. Let me know. Drop it in the comments before I proceed. Okay, great. Everybody signify knows Piggyverse. Piggyverse is a fintech platform that helps you save your money and you can get interest on your savings. So you can save with your friends, you can save for your rent, you can save for your new car that you want to buy. So yeah, so that's what. So Piggyverse is one of the brands that I really like how they tell their stories, how they connect to their audience. They use data to understand their audience properly and they tailor content that will draw them in. So a typical example of that, one that really stood out to me was their grown ups comic series that they did. So this episode basically we talked about the life of in Nigerian youths, like about four of them after graduation, life after them, maneuvering how life is after graduation. Everybody knows that it's not easy, especially in Nigeria. So this series is basically talking about each of them's various experiences, their experiences in money, with family, with their love life, relationships, and it's something that everybody can relate to. At least you see yourself in one or more of characters in grown-ups, right? So with grown-ups, piggyverse, they're not just talking about saving money, right? They're showing the highs and lows of becoming an adult, job hunting, friendships, money struggles, like real stuff that people go through. And the best part is that it's not boring or exhausting. It's very fun, and it still ties back into what Piggyverse is about, what they do, and helping people build better money habits. So, continuing. This is it. If you've not seen it, you can check it out if you have the app. I think it takes you directly there, so you can read up on it. You can catch the series. This particular comic, when they first put it out, it it got them about 2.1 million views, 106 reposts, and 1,400 likes on just X alone, and it got them about 40,000 new app downloads. Okay, okay. So basically, what we can learn from this is that when your story feels real it's it's very relatable, your audience will pay attention. They'll remember your brand and they will want to patronize you. Okay. Do you need storytelling for all business type? I mean, if you want to connect with your audience better, storytelling is usually advised. I mean, if you don't want to go that route, if you just want to use mostly statistics and data to push your business, it's still valid. It's just that it is advised for a lasting impression. Storytelling helps your brand better. Please let me know if you're still following before I go to the next slide, and if you have any questions, so you can ask me before I continue. Hi, Miguel. I didn't get your first question. If you could please type it again, because you said I didn't answer a question. Please let me know the question you asked. I don't know if it's my network, but I cannot see the question you are asking. So I think I'll just proceed with the next slide. So frameworks you can use in storytelling, how you can tell better stories in your marketing. These are a few frameworks that you can try out. The first one is the hero's journey. That's basically what we watched in the Apple's Underdog series. The customer is the hero. They're trying to make things happen. They're trying to change their life, and Apple is just the guide in all of this. They are not explicitly saying you should use Apple, but Apple is just guiding them. Apple is just guiding them through this their project that they are working on. Right. The second framework you can use. The second framework you can use is the problem agitate solution. So you are showing the pain, you are stirring it up, and then you are solving the problem for them. An example of that is maybe saving money is hard, right? So you're agitating, you try, but something always comes up. If it's not bills, it's emergencies, it's temptation, it's that new clothes that you want to buy. So you end up not saving your money. That's why we built a savings app that locks your money away until you are ready. So with that, you've shown people the problem, you've shown them the problem, you've shown them all the things that is causing them this problem, and then you are positioning yourself as a solution to this problem. You get? So you're making the problem feel real and you're bringing relief with your product. The other one is before and after. So you show people before your product, and then life after, and how your product solved something with that. So basically, an example is Tolu used to live from paycheck to paycheck. Now she has an emergency savings and is planning a vacation. So before, her life was not on track. Now with your savings app, she was able to plan a vacation that has helped her immensely. So your brand is the hero in this case that saved the day for Tolu. Do you understand? Okay, good. Everybody is still following. The next one is conflicts and resolution. So here you're going to highlight a struggle and how it gets resolved. And the example is um maybe somebody owns a supermarket now. Like, let's call her Shayo. Shayo owns a supermarket and she's having trouble managing her finances, her inventory, and her cash flow. And it's a situation whereby our apprentices or our shopkeepers are stealing from her till she split to our platform, and now all her processes are automated. She gets her money straight to her account without any unnecessary interference. So you've shown the challenge and you're showing how your brand has helped them overcome it, right? Do you understand? Please let me know if you understand before I proceed. Okay, somebody is asking what are the qualities of a good story. So first of all, your story should be clear and compelling. It should have a very strong hook. It should have well developed characters, and you should use very descriptive language to tell people the message you're trying to pass across. Do you understand? And there must be a conflict, a plot. Like you are telling a story about something. The audience or the character must fight something or struggle with something and then finally overcome something. Do you understand? Another, I'm still considering the framework that's there. Thank you. Okay, good. Framework you can use in storytelling. We have emotional triggers. So you can tap into people's fear, their joy, their desire, their community. An example is maybe Chika did not want to end up with her parents, working endlessly with no savings. So she started investing early with our app. Now she feels proud because she has over 2 million naira in her savings and she feels in control of her future. Basically, you've painted a picture of somebody whose greatest fear is ending up like their parents with no savings or no backup plan. She started saving with the app. So there are a lot of people that can relate with that. They see themselves in Chika as a person. So they would actually consider, or maybe actually do need this app, or this app can do something for me. And you've connected with them like that. Another one is visual storytelling. So you're using videos, you're using memes, you're using descriptive stuff, like visual stuff that it's not, you're not just writing, you are showing them. Do you understand? And then another one is authenticity. This one is one of my personal favorites, like sharing your real story. Like when that woman asked about how she can storytell in her fashion business, I told her that she should tell her story, why she started her business, like people she wants to assist with her business, like the reason that she started it helps her connect better with her audience. But she's not just selling clothes, she has a story behind why she started. And then another one you can try is the mini series format. That is coming up with a content series or a mini series like this comic series that Speedyverse did now. People will keep on coming back for more. I mean, every week there's a new episode and you're watching it because when it ends, there's a cliffhanger. You have to wait for the next week for you to now read the next one. So like that, you're drawing your audience and people are coming to your website regularly. Do you understand? Yes, pass. Problem, agitate, solution. Exactly. Exactly. So I'm glad everybody is following and we're already like at towards the ending of our class. So let's bring it all together. If there's one thing I want you to walk away with today is that people don't just buy products, they buy your stories, they buy your feelings, they buy whatever you want them to understand about your product. So tell better stories and people will connect more, people would buy from you, people would want to see what you have to offer, basically. So yeah, I will be taking any questions if you have any with okay. Somebody said I should increase the font too. So let me know if you can see it clearly now. Okay. Yes. Great. So, as promised, for my top three most active participants, don't worry, you will get your reward after this session. Right. So, thank you so much for engaging with me today. And before we wrap up, I want you to remember this one thing. If your brand disappeared tomorrow, what story would you remember about it? just make sure it's a story that is worth remembering. And I'll see you next time, hopefully, or you hear me speak somewhere else next time. Thank you very much. No, you cannot lie to tell your stories. You have to be authentic and genuine. You can weave a narrative around it, but don't lie. Thank you very much.